In this video, I'm going to share with you a recent comic haul and talk about trading up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a recent comic book haul that I did, but also more importantly, at the end of the video, talk to you about how to trade up for books that you may already own, or how to upgrade grades for books that you want in your collection. People would always talk about in this community how they would trade up or they would upgrade their books, and I never really understood how to do that. But, with my recent comic book haul, I kind of want to share with you guys, my experience and my story with it. And maybe this will help, guide you guys when you want to upgrade some of the books that you may already have in your collection. But before I can get into my haul, if you guys could drop me a like, a comment, or subscribe if you're enjoying my content, would really help me out. Love engaging with you guys, talking to you in the comments. So let's keep this conversation going. And I would really appreciate if you did one of those things. All right. So with that being said, let me show you what I got in my haul. And this one is a really cool one. This is the first kind of something that I had never really wanted to get, but is something that I saw an opportunity for. And this will be a prime candidate to trade up later down the line as I get into the conversation later in this video. But this is going to be Marvel Superheroes number 12, featuring Captain Marvel. And this is the first appearance of the character Captain Marvel and Jan Rog. I saw this at a LCS, not something that I was ever particularly after, but I saw this being sold for $20. And I don't think that I've ever seen this book being sold for lower than that. And not only that, I mean, it was definitely beat up, but I actually was able to take a magic eraser and clean it up. So it presents actually pretty nicely, in this Mylar bag, if you guys are seeing, definitely some color breaks, but something that's really cool. And this is something that is a prime candidate for me to trade up later on. And we'll get into that when I get to the end of the video. All right, next one I got here is Avengers 257, first appearance of Nebula. Got this one for a really good deal. It was $5, and kind of a cool book. Like, I'm a little bit surprised. This one doesn't have as much value as you would think that it would, because Nebula is a really cool character, super important to the MCU. But yeah, I don't really know. It's, this is, only around like $20 on eBay or so, or you can even find it for less than that. But hey, I was happy to pick it up. Still a cool character. Maybe it'll continue to increase as she plays more and more of a role in the MCU. All right, next one. This was a really cool find, is Iron Man 225. Found this in a dollar bin. And as you guys may already know, Armor Wars was announced as a Disney Plus show. And this book has been super, super hot on eBay. So, if you guys are out there speccing on, books like this, or you're speccing on like the Time Variance Authority, don't buy them on eBay right now. Go find them. They're out there. They're in the bins, they're in the dollar bins. You can definitely find this. So I found this one for $1, and great deal. And it's interesting because eventually I'm going to do a video on story books, like or books that are famous storylines, like A Secret Invasion, Infinity Gauntlet, Secret Wars, Armor Wars, Civil War, etc., because I want to talk about those books as far as they relate to investment and value, because I don't think they ever grow to have that much value. So I'm personally someone who would never really spec on them like other people do, but hey, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm definitely going to do a video about that and kind of investigate that. All right, moving on. Next book I have here is Iron Man 150. This is the classic Dr. Doom cover. Very, very cool. Beautiful. This was like a super high grade. And I found this one for really cheap. It was $5. So I definitely had to pick it up. Probably will trade it eventually, but hey, really, really glad that I found it. Okay, next one I got here, Avengers 158. The reason I picked this one up is because this is the first appearance of a villain known as Graviton. And as you guys know, I love B-tier villains, and I have a philosophy when it comes to what we're going to get in the MCU. I haven't really, exposed that philosophy to you guys yet, but there are certain characters that catch my eye as always being potentials later down the road, and Graviton is one of them. Maybe one day I'll talk about that. Maybe one day I'll make a video about where a lot of my speculation comes from. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that I should, because I have a strong theory about this. Okay. All right. Next ones I got here, these were 20 cents each. The dollar bin sale was actually doing $5 for $1. So I found these in dollar bins. This was Wind, number 2 and number 3. Cool new book by James Tinian, hot writer. Apparently it's a really cool story. Number 2 and 3, thought I'd pick it up. All right, moving on here. I got Iron Man 120, first appearance of Justin Hammer. And this one's pretty cool because, again, I'm speculating that we're going to see Justin Hammer, Sam Rockwell's character, back in the MCU eventually. I really do believe that. And I have a feeling that he'll be in the Armor Wars TV show. So this is his first appearance. Happy to pick it up. And this is one that I want to talk about with this one and this next one here. Because again, this is more fodder for a video that we got to talk about eventually. And this is going to be, I got some Marvel 2-in-1s here, Marvel 2-in-1 65 and Marvel 2-in-1 66. And this is some Serpent Society goodness that, again, I haven't talked about the Serpent Society, but in another video, I got Marvel 2-in-1 64. And that was the first appearance of a few members of the Serpent Society. And I ended up reading that book. And let me just tell you this. First appearance, no way, man. Because it was the last page and it was like a total cameo appearance. But that is, you know, that it's official that that's a first appearance versus this one, which is clearly the first full appearance. That one's a cameo appearance. And that's really what I want to talk about, because we got to talk about the Hulk 180, Hulk 181, the Venom stuff. We got to talk about cameos and first appearances. And this Justin Hammer one too. This one, he's in this for 3 panels. And granted, it's not the last page, which is maybe why that's his first appearance. But he's in here for like 3 panels, and it's totally a cameo. Like, so we got to talk about, like, what are the rules here of cameo versus first full appearances, and we got to figure this out, because I'm sensing lots of inconsistencies across the board. All right, but that being said, here's the last book that I picked up in my haul, and this is the one that's really cool that I want to share with you guys. I found Thor 134, which again is the first appearance of the High Evolutionary. Now, I already own this book. This is the one that I had on my wall. Actually, it was always behind me. But this one here was a lower grade. You can see here there's a, let's see, there's a big color break right here in the corner. And then right here, there's a big chip in the corner. So I ended up finding this book, which I don't think is much higher grade. Like, I think both of these are hovering around the sort of the 3.5 to 4 to 4.5 range. But this book that I found was definitely a higher grade than the one I already owned. Now, as far as trading up is concerned, what I think is really cool is that when I originally discovered this other Thor book, the one that I had owned, it was, you know, it's around like a 1.5 or whatever, had one of the staples in the centerfold is detached, but I found it for a really good deal. I found it for $25 or $30, which is like definitely under, you know, FMV for a book within that grade. So I thought that was a really good deal. And I know that if I put this on eBay, I can easily sell it for, you know, $50, $60, maybe even $65, you know, if I'm patient with it. And conversely, this new one that I found was being sold at the LCS that happened to have it. It was being sold for $48. So I decided that, yeah, I'm actually going to buy this one. And now I'm going to move on with my older copy, and I can totally equal that value for what it took for me to purchase this this new book. So that's something that I think is really cool in terms of this idea of trading up. Definitely, if you guys can find deals for books that you want that's under FMV, or if you ever, like, you know, let's say you have your heart set on a certain book, and you want it at a certain grade, you want it at a 7. I guess what I'm sort of sharing with you is, don't be afraid to buy the lower grade versions of that book if you can find them at good deals, because if you find them for undervalue at the lower grade, you can always move on with those books, or always, you know, trade them later down the line or sell them later down the line and make up that monetary difference, so that when you come across the grade that you actually want, you'll have been able to make up that money and purchase that book. So that's a great way to, use as a philosophy with this hobby. Is like, if you want to get your hands on something, getting into the neighborhood, to relate to another one of my videos, getting into the neighborhood and having your hands on that book gives you the flexibility to move it later on and acquire the one that you actually want when that opportunity comes across. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my haul. Let me know let me know how you think I did, if you liked any of these books. And we got to talk about cameos and first appearances later on. on. So anyways, if you could drop me a like, comment, subscribe, really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.